What's up everyone, it's Vivi and welcome back to the channel. So Tetsuya Nomura recently revealed some extra information regarding Kingdom Hearts 3. Now this time, it has to do with the worlds being revealed until launch, apparently. You can find this information on GameSpot. Here's what was explained by Nomura. I don't think we'll be keeping any worlds secret until the game is released. I think we will be introducing them leading up to launch. Okay, from a business standpoint, that's the best way to promote the series. Look at Toy Story, the reveal trailer garnered already 2.2 million views within just 2 days. And I'm gonna say it guys, I still feel like Frozen will be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Simple, it's overrated and the box office exploded. Frozen is going to capture a lot of attention, easily. Let's look at it this way. Big Hero 6, Tangled, Toy Story, they're pretty well received at Disney films. In a way, I understand why they want to reveal each world. Because the worlds, not only are they brand new, but they're films which got released like just a couple of years ago. What if Square Enix is planning on adding Moana, Zootopia? Now look, Square Enix apparently has the right to watch Disney films before they enter theaters. They already know about the idea before we even get a trailer. So sure, Zootopia or Moana, that probably sounds too early, but you never know. Some people thought Big Hero 6 was a bit early, but no, it ended up in KH3. And about Zootopia, I think Square Enix has the opportunity to use Sora's original model. It'd be super interesting to see. So with that being said, what about the surprise factor? I understand it's business, but as a longtime fan you just can't help but feel kinda disappointed. I remember picking up KH2, I was so surprised. Hey, this world is in the game, wow, that's awesome. Now I read some comments, people saying that all of the worlds in KH2 were already shown before the launch, but I don't remember seeing anything like that. So then Nomura proceeded by saying that what's the point of keeping the worlds a secret when we have DLC, pretty much implying that we can surprise people using DLC. Now that got the interviewer curious and asked the following question. Are they already planning downloadable content for Kingdom Hearts 3? Nothing is set in stone, and I'm afraid we can't go into details, but I've told the team, just be prepared to be able to accommodate for something like that. We can't suddenly develop a system where we're accommodating for downloadable content, so it's not confirming or denying either way, but just so that the development team will be prepared, I've informed them of making the preparations. Nothing is confirmed, nothing is set in stone, but the possibility of DLC is there. Now this reminds me of that rumor we got a while back on Twitter. I'm gonna read one of his tweets. I said that they may cut things, but I didn't say that they are in a rush. People change my words. Back then there was a lot of mistranslation going on, people reading the tweets wrong and understanding something completely different, but this user might be right. From what I've heard, this user is pretty reliable. I'm not too sure, alright? So if there is cut content in KH3, is Square Enix considering DLC as a way of introducing it? Well, here's how I see it, and hopefully it is this way. Stuff that were originally planned got scrapped, and this kind of stuff is stuff that wouldn't hurt the plot, as in leave plot holes. I mean hey, if DLC means outfits, keyblades, that's fine with me, but as for worlds, that's where it gets a bit tricky. I'm hoping we don't get a world as a DLC, unless of course, it doesn't hurt the plot. I don't want to get Final Fantasy 15 type DLCs like Episode Prompto, Episode Gladiolus. A lot of people felt like Final Fantasy 15 had a lot of plot holes, a lot of missing stuff in the story, so Square Enix decided to release these episodes. But we did learn that Kairi and Lee are training in a hyperbolic time chamber kinda thing, thanks to Merlin. So if they decide to add a DLC with Kairi and Lee simply training, that's it, I guess that one wouldn't be such a bad idea. In the end guys, I'm not such a huge fan of DLCs, and I'm sure the same thing might apply for some of you. Next, in a recent interview with Game Informer, Nomura explained Flowchain, which technically from Japanese is translated to athletic flow, but for the English version they decided to go with Flowchain. Well, it's assumed. It's a new mechanic that we're implementing in Kingdom Hearts 3. The Japanese name is athletic flow. I don't know what the English final name is just yet. It's based on the flow motion mechanic, and it's basically revamped and introduced as a new mechanic in Kingdom Hearts 3. You'll be utilizing the environment to propel yourself to an area that you're not normally able to go to, or again, running up the cliff during battle. Those can be expected in each of the different worlds you'll be traversing through. So running on the cliff during the Rock Titan boss battle is not only for that boss battle, it's an actual mechanic you can use freely in all worlds. I think we saw Flowchain being used in the recent trailer. I'm not too sure. When Sora is performing flow motion on those small floating platforms, and at a point he reaches the part where he bounces off a wall. Now this brings me back to what I said in my analysis video. That trampoline, I said it would take us back up on the roof. Could we simply climb up the walls? Someone even pointed this out in the comments. Since we can use this ability pretty much everywhere, I don't think it sounds too crazy actually, climbing up the wall and reaching the roof. Now flow motion in Dream Drop Distance HD, which is part of 2.8, it felt toned down. Same thing goes for KH3, which is very similar to the one we saw in 0.2. Instead of using flow motion to bypass the whole platforming, they simply implemented it in a different way. They liked the idea, but they put it in a way where players won't spam it and explore the worlds, let's just say, too easily. And Nomura did explain that he wants players to take the time and explore these worlds. In my previous video I explained that they might reduce the number of worlds. You know, instead of having multiple small worlds, Nomura wants to add more to these worlds, make them bigger. And since he said that, many might assume that they're reducing the number of worlds. And to avoid having players breeze through the game, they toned down flow motion. Next, summons have been confirmed, but they can't reveal much. All we know is that they look more pretty, according to Nomura. Now, does this have anything to do with the link command? Maybe. I mean, we can't press left on the D-pad and reveal another command menu. It doesn't seem to be that way. Perhaps a link has to do with limits? Remember when Sora threw Goofy in the air and he landed, causing damage? Now limits haven't been confirmed, but to me that kinda looks like something that's attached to a limit command. Now these summons, I'm wondering, since Marvel and Lucasfilms are owned by Disney, could they implement Marvel or Star Wars through summons? If anything, I think they should simply stick to that. And by the way guys, Nomura is actually hurt that fans keep blaming him for this delay and this lack of news. Some fans think that it's all because of Nomura. That is not the case. Here's what he said. A lot of people have been mentioning and making it sound like, oh, Nomura's taking too much time and it hurts. Guys, Nomura has a very busy schedule. He's involved in a bunch of projects until 2019, I think. He's also involved in Final Fantasy, the remake. He's the director, he's not the head of Square Enix. He's not the one who makes all the decisions here. Don't put the blame on him. He explained that this delay had to do with how they moved from the Luminous engine to the Unreal engine, and how their schedule pretty much functions. So hopefully the community understands the situation. But I think that's that guys, I'm gonna leave it at that, so as usual, leave your questions, your thoughts in the comment section below. And yep, I've been Vivi and thank you for the support, and until next time.